Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
What about yous? Welcome to another Celtic Roots Radio show. I'm Raymond McCullough here in Belfast with another tasty helping of great new music, plus a wee taste of crack from myself. And for a change, we started the show off today with a bit of 12-bar blues called Let Me Know from Uncle Lightnin, band from Tennessee, USA. Our show is once again sponsored by best-selling Irish novel Belfast Girls, a story of three girls growing up in today's Belfast, now on Amazon and Kindle, etc. You can also listen to it on a new Belfast Girls podcast, which you'll find on iTunes. For more information on the author, Jerry McCullough, check out Jerry with a G and a Y, McCullough.com, or go to Jerry's fan page on Facebook for regular updates. We now have 60 members in our Celtic Roots Cafe network. That's where you'll find information about many of our artists and bands, over 40 great music videos, photos, forum posts and a blog. Just click the cafe button on our main website, celticrootsradio.com. I just happened to take a look at the iTunes store for Brazil a few days ago, and there I found a review from over a month back. Jackie Walker, who obviously lives in Brazil, wrote a 5-star review entitled "Love It." I'm from Brazil, and I've always looked for decent Celtic music radios podcasts, and I'd like to congratulate you for your awesome work. Only one request though, could you speak a little louder? You say so many interesting things about history and language, but I lose most of it because I can't hear it. Thank you, and congratulations again, you're doing a great job. Thanks for your comments, Jackie. I knew we were getting quite a few downloads in Brazil, but you're the first listener to contact us from there. We'll keep in mind what you said about hearing the comments. Sometimes it's difficult to tell if the music is loud enough or too loud. And obviously, it's more of a problem if English is not your first language. And of course, I don't exactly speak Queen's English in the first place. You might be interested to know that we've started a new podcast which just contains a crack from each show. It's called Celtic Roots Crack, and you'll find it on iTunes or from our website podcast page. Including Brazil, this show is being downloaded in 90 countries around the world, with 5,000 or 6,000 listeners to each show. We also have lots of listeners in Japan, China, Singapore and Malaysia, other parts of South America, in Israel and other Middle Eastern countries, and all over Europe, including Russia. So please keep in touch with us through email, Facebook message, Twitter or our Cafe site, and do go to our local iTunes store and review the show for us. Drop us a wee email to let us know in case we miss it. And you'll find all our other podcasts on iTunes too. Just put Raymond McCullough into the search box. And remember, in between our podcast shows, you can listen to Celtic Roots Radio all day long, complete with all the crack from myself, on our 24/7 Live 365 station. Find that on our website too. We're listening now to Jocelyn Pettit from British Columbia, Canada, with a fiddle tune called Early Edition.
In Banbridge town, in the county down, one morning last July, from a bowling green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry came, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. As she onward sped, I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling red. And I says I to a passerby, who's the maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he said, says he, that that's the gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann, from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down. Harvest fair, she'll be surely there, and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and a hat cocked right, for a smell from a nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plough turns rusty brown, till the smiling bride by my own far side sits the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Cay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down.
That was a great version of the well-known Star of the County Down from a band called Craicmore in California, USA. I've talked in the past about having a boat, an old wooden ex-ship's lifeboat which had been converted into a cruiser but then neglected and allowed to rot. Now I'm the one neglecting it. She's called Warrior Maid, and for those who like to know the details, she's 4 to 5 berth, 28 foot long or 8.5 metres, and clinker built. Joey and I have sailed her over to Scotland and up and down the Irish coast as far as Howth, just outside Dublin. One of the reasons for going to Dublin, apart from spending some time in the city itself, which is always worth doing, was to investigate the possibility of taking the boat into the Irish canal system. Ireland is a wee bit unusual in that most of the mountains are around the edges, with a large, fairly flat plain in the centre. Down the middle of this flows the Shannon River, the longest river in Ireland, which starts up near the border and flows through several lakes, then out to sea through the city of Limerick. Unfortunately, we discovered that the Royal Canal was still full of wrecked cars at the Dublin end, and the Grand Canal had silted up a bit and was overdue for dredging. Ireland's Newry Canal is the oldest summit canal in all of Britain and Ireland. It was opened in 1742 and runs from the port of Newry near the border in County Down to the shore of Lough Neagh at Portadown, County Armagh. The canal was built to carry coal from across Lough Neagh and Coal Island, County Tyrone, all the way to Dublin instead of importing English coal. A 4-mile-long ship canal was also built to allow larger boats access to the port of Newry. The canal used to carry passengers from Portadown to Newry, but it's been closed to boats since 1949. The ship canal also closed when a new container port opened further down Carlingford Lough in the town of Warrenpoint, but the ship canal has now been reopened for yachts and cruisers in the last few years. I've taken Warrior Maid as far up as Warrenpoint and stayed overnight at the pier there, but I've not yet made the trip up the ship canal to Newry. Warrenpoint has now got a brand new marina in the old port area, so next time I'll call in there. This is Brian Ashley Jones, also from Tennessee, and a tune called Pull 'Em Up.
Australia I was born. Heave away, all the way, South Australia round Cape Horn. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you'll hear me say. Bound for South Australia. As I walked out one morning fair, heave away, all the way. It's there I met my Nancy there. Bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you'll hear me say. Bound for South Australia. I shook her down, heave away, all the way. I shook her round and round town. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you hear me say. Heave away, you hear me say. Bound for South Australia. There ain't one thing that grieves my mind. Heave away, all the way. To leave my Nancy Blair behind. Bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you hear me say. Bound for South Australia. Heave away, all the way. You wish to God you'd never been born. Bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you'll hear me say. Bound for South Australia. Belfast born and Belfast bred. Heave away, all the way. Long in the arm but thick in the head. We're bound for South Australia. Heave away, you rolling king. Heave away, all the way. Heave away, you hear me say. Bound for South Australia.
That was a nautical song, South Australia, from Blackthorn, right here in Belfast, Northern Ireland. The Lower River Bann, or Bann Navigation, runs from Lough Neagh north to the sea at Courier. It has always been navigable, and has recently had some improvements carried out. But Lough Neagh used to have two more canals connected to it, apart from the one which used to go to Coal Island for coal. The Lagan Navigation used to run from Belfast to Lisburn and on to Lough Neagh, and the Ulster Canal used to join Lough Neagh to Lough Erne, where another canal continued on to the Shannon River. My father can remember the lighters coming up the Lagan from Belfast to Lisburn years ago, but at the moment you can only take a boat on a small section which has been restored at Lisburn, which we did in a small boat a few years ago. The good news now is that the canal joining the Erne system to the Shannon has been completely restored. It's called the Shannon-Erne Waterway. You can now cruise all around the Erne system in Northern Ireland, then travel the new Shannon-Erne Waterway, leading to the whole Shannon River and Canal system, as far as Dublin, Limerick or Waterford. On our honeymoon, back in 1979, Jerry and I took a hired cruiser from the Shannon into the first section of this waterway, as far as a then disused lock. I had to row her to one bank with a rope from the bow, and another friend to the opposite bank with another rope from the stern, so they could turn the boat around in its own length. Then I picked them up again by dinghy. Thankfully it's plain sailing now. One day it'll be possible to sail Warrior Maid from Grimsport up to Belfast, cruise up the Lagan to Lough Neagh, and then the whole length of Ireland, from Courier to Dublin, Waterford or Limerick. Well, we're listening now to the Low Country Boys from County Down here in Northern Ireland, a tune called The Old Crosscut Saw.
I don't know where you wanna go, I don't know how we'll get there. All I know is if you wanna go, baby, I'm with you. Let's get out of here. This tinsel town will take its toll on you. Even when you win, somehow you lose. They build you up and then they say you're through, but they don't know you, baby, like I do. Come on, come on. Let's hit the road, let's move, let's run away. We won't give a damn what they say. Let them talk, they will anyway. We got what it takes. We'll find a place where folks know how to live, where everything ain't taken with no give. And you don't have to prove who you are. Be true to yourself and you're a star. Come on, come on. Let's hit the road, let's move, let's run away. We won't give a damn what they say. Let them talk, they will anyway. We got what it Come on, come on.
That was Alexa Hamilton from California and a rocky song, Let's Get Out of Here. We're going to do just that in a wee minute, after we hear a version of The Fields of Athenry from Mad Paddy in Ontario, Canada. See you all very soon now. Slan.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they are taking you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young would see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing, against the famine and the crown. I rebelled, they put me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Sail out against the sky, for she lived and hoped and prayed for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banagia.